Welcome to session 4 of Employment and Education Support webinar series. My name is Vishnu Sundaram. I'm an occupational therapist with the Bedfordshire Chronic Fatigue Service and the BLMK Post-COVID Fatigue Service. In this session, we will see some tips for handling perfectionism and a brief discussion on how to be assertive in the workplace and educational settings. Let's begin. There are numerous factors that can exacerbate the symptoms of chronic fatigue, such as pushing ourselves, having poor or irregular sleep, and stress. Among these, two particular significant contributors are perfectionism and a lack of assertiveness. Perfectionism drives individuals to set unrealistically high standards for themselves, leading to a disappointment and frustration, while a lack of assertiveness may prevent them from expressing their needs or boundaries. Although these styles can occasionally be beneficial for those struggling with long term illness, they often create added stress that can be mentally and physically draining. It is vital to recognize and understand these patterns, as making deliberate adjustments can significantly enhance one's quality of life and energy level. Research suggests that perfectionism can significantly affect individuals with chronic fatigue, often increasing symptoms of depression and anxiety. It fosters self critical thoughts and encourages coping with stress through self blame rather than constructive actions. This mindset can further hinder one's ability to manage the challenges of living with chronic fatigue. Additionally, living with chronic condition can also make it difficult to be assertive. If we cannot advocate for ourselves and our needs, we may struggle to say no to demands that push us beyond our limits. Protecting our health requires communicating our boundaries clearly, ensuring they are understood and respected. In other words, being assertive is essential. To be assertive, it is important to manage the physical tension and arousal that often arise in challenging situations. Excessive tension can elevate stress levels and over time may contribute to pain or stress related illnesses. For many people, saying no can feel difficult. Interestingly, as toddlers, we often have no trouble saying no. But as we grow, environmental and social influences can make it harder. Saying yes when we truly mean no can result in stress, resentment, and frustration. Difficulty in saying no often comes from unhelpful beliefs we hold about it. These beliefs are opinions, not facts, and they can be changed. Tools like Thought Diary can help recognize these unhelpful beliefs and gradually support more assertive responses. Many of you have probably heard people saying, "You need to be more assertive." Yet understanding what this truly means can be challenging. Assertiveness is a powerful communication style that allows us to express our feelings, thoughts, beliefs, and opinions confidently and clearly while still respecting the rights and perspectives of others. Other communication styles can sometimes lead to misunderstandings. For example, aggressive communication. Aggressive communication prioritizes one's own needs at the expense of others, often leading to conflict and resentment. Examples include yelling, constantly interrupting, blaming others, openly criticizing, or dominating conversations. On the flip side, passive communication involves suppressing one's own needs and rights which can result in frustration and feeling of invisibility. Examples include saying, I'm okay with whatever you want me to do, agreeing to tasks without enthusiasm, not voicing concerns, apologizing excessively, or readily accepting decisions out of fear of conflict or lack of confidence. You may also have heard of passive aggressive communications where individuals expresses displeasure or resentment indirectly, often leaving others confused about true feelings. Examples include deliberately missing deadlines, withholding information, gossiping, making sarcastic remarks, procrastinating, or giving the silent treatment when upset. Understanding these different styles help us navigate interactions more effectively and fosters healthier relationship in the workplace or study environment. Let's briefly explore some practical strategies to manage perfectionism and develop assertiveness at work. Assess your demands and responsibilities. Take a step back and evaluate whether the tasks and expectations you have set for yourself are realistic. Are you taking on too much at once? Identifying what is achievable can help reduce unnecessary stress. Learn to ask for help and delegate. It is okay to rely on others when needed. Delegating tasks or asking for support not only lightens your load but also promotes teamwork and shared responsibility. Develop planning and prioritization skills. Organize your tasks by urgency and importance. Planning ahead can prevent last minute stress and allow you to approach work in a structured and manageable way. Break large tasks into manageable chunks. Large projects can feel overwhelming. Dividing them into smaller, achievable steps makes them less intimidating and allows you to track progress more effectively. Work steadily, avoid trying to do everything at once. Pace yourself and focus on completing one task at a time. Attempting to do too much simultaneously can lead to burnout and reduce the quality of your work. To support these strategies, it is important to also address the self critical voice. Notice when you're being overly critical of yourself. Challenge these thoughts and replace them with constructive, realistic self talk. Learn to problem solve instead of ruminating. Rather than worry excessively about challenges, focus on practical solutions and actionable steps. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Strive for good enough rather than perfect. Mistakes are part of learning and growth, not a reflection of your worth. Prioritize your needs. Remember that your well being matters. Practice putting yourself first when necessary instead of always accommodating others at the expense of your energy and health. Practice assertiveness. Express your thoughts, feelings, and boundaries clearly and respectfully. Being assertive helps you advocate for yourself, reduces resentment, and improve communication with colleagues. Also, consider trying some of the strategies such as disclosing your weakness. Taking a brave step of sharing your feelings of vulnerability with others can be incredibly powerful. For example, this might mean admitting that you feel nervous before giving a presentation or that you feel out of your depth in a particular conversation. By opening up in this way, you create opportunities for deeper and more authentic connection. Pay close attention to how others respond. You may be surprised at the empathy and support you receive. This simple act can help foster a more understanding and supportive environment. Mindfully appreciate each moment. Shift your focus from achieving an end goal to genuinely enjoying the journey of completing a task. Engage fully in the process and acknowledge even the small victories along the way. Incorporating mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing or being present in the moment can enhance your ability to fully engage with each step you take. Intentionally lower your standards. Perfectionism often pushes us to overwork and spend far more time on tasks than necessary. To challenge this, practice setting realistic time limits. For example, instead of spending hours perfecting an email, give yourself just 15 minutes to draft and send it. This approach shifts the focus from achieving perfection to making steady progress. Over time, it helps reduce pressure, conserve energy, and improve efficiency. By implementing strategies like this, you can strengthen your assertiveness, manage perfectionism more effectively, and create a healthier balance between productivity and well being. Thank you for listening to session 4. In the next session, let's discuss about pros and cons of, disclosing health condition at workplace or within the education setting.